The tennis world was shattered when Serena Williams announced her retirement just a few weeks ago. And now, Roger Federer has also dropped the bombshell about the end of his professional tennis career. At 41, he's one of the greatest players to step into the court, which earned him the title of Swiss Express. Without further ado, here's everything you need to know about his career plans ahead, as well as the reason behind his retirement. First off, Roger Federer announces retirement from professional tennis. The world of tennis won't be the same anymore. Roger Federer just announced that he'll be leaving professional tennis after careful consideration. He broke this news that his fans across the globe had long dreaded on his social media pages. The Swiss Express had a marvelous career spanning 2 decades, in which he not only won 21 Grand Slam titles, but also took professional tennis to whole new heights with his grace and artistry. The news of his retirement isn't exactly a shock, as everyone had been speculating about it for a long time. It was actually his knee injury that made him unable to play since Wimbledon last year, even though fans still had hope that he'd come back for a final golden farewell, as he himself said that he'd like to play at Wimbledon one more time. It's the same court where he had won 8 consecutive Grand Slam titles, setting a new record. Besides this, he also shared his plans on competing in the Swiss indoor tournament at home in Basel, but the knee injury continued to pose hurdles in his way, as he had to undergo 3 operations in the last 2 years. He's yet to recover fully. Now, he's revealed in his statement that age has finally caught up with him, and it's time to say goodbye. Since turning pro at the age of 16 in 1998, he has won 103 tour-level titles and had over 1,250 singles victories. Besides this, he holds the record for the most consecutive weeks at the top of the men's rankings, as well as the oldest men's #1. Moving on, here's how the tennis world reacted to the announcement. Roger's retirement announcement wasn't just shocking for the fans. His fellow players were equally devastated, most of whom are also his fans. As you can guess, social media was abuzz after he shared the post. Everyone was trying to come to terms with it before sharing their thoughts and tributes for this iconic player. From the new ATP World #1 Carlos Alcaraz to the former players like Andy Roddick and Juan Martín del Potro, as well as WTA star Eugenie Bouchard, everyone was wrecked over this bittersweet news. Starting off with del Potro, he talked about Federer's incredible legacy and thanked him for his contribution. He further added that the sport won't be the same without him, which is true enough. Tennis fans would know that his rivalry with Andy Roddick was one of the most famed rivalries of the 2000s decade. In fact, their matches were long anticipated. Andy was also shocked to hear the news, and later thanked Roger for the incredible memories he had made with him. He even joked about the situation, saying that it's now time for him to start preparing for Wimbledon, as the man who'd always stopped him has left the sport. Billie Jean King praised the 8-time Wimbledon champion for having the most complete game of his generation, and commended his tennis knowledge and skills on the court. As for Rafael Nadal, he was clearly teary-eyed, and said that he wished this day would never have come. He was thankful for the memories they'd shared, but was even hoping for more memories that they'll get to make in the future, as there are still lots of things that they can do together. What's more, when will he play in his last tournament? He stated that he will play his final professional tournament at the 2022 Laver Cup, which is going to start on September 23rd. The International Indoor Hardcourt Men's Team Tournament will pit Team Europe against Team World, with tennis players from all over the world participating. Build up to this tournament has been dominated by the fact that tennis's Big Four, including Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Andy Murray, and Novak Djokovic, will be seen together to play for Europe. This makes the whole event even more exciting, as that'll be the last time we'll get to see these powerhouses come together in a championship. The event will see 6 players from Europe lock horns with 6 more players from the rest of the world. They'll be seen racing to get 13 points by winning the single and double matches. We just hope that he'll be able to get his glorious farewell and win the tournament. His career stats are already staggering, but coming out victorious here would be the perfect closure. Still, getting to see him on the court again is the only thing fans have been looking forward to, no matter the results. After all, he always puts on a brilliant game. No surprise here, he's been known for his powerful and fierce sportsmanship throughout his career, which has not only made him a fine player, but also an ideal gentleman in sports. Last but not least, what's next for Roger Federer? As we've mentioned, his current focus is on the Laver Cup. Fans have have been worried that he couldn't play any warm-up matches before the tournament. Now, everyone's just hoping that he practices well. Besides this, we'd also like to mention here that he's opted out of playing the major tennis championships, which means the possibility of him playing again isn't entirely ruled out. We can still get to see him in action for some charity matches from time to time. Other related news. Let's take a look at other interesting news from the world of tennis. First off, here are the highest paid tennis stars of 2022. Although he just announced his retirement, Roger Federer has become the highest paid tennis star for the 17th year in a row. Yes, you heard that right. And the fact that he achieved this without playing a single match for the last 15 months makes it even more impressive. So even when he was limited by his injuries to play tennis, he still made over $90 million, thanks to his sponsorship deals with Nike, Credit Suisse, and Uniqlo. Besides this, he also owns a majority stake in On, which is a Swiss running shoe brand. Coming in second place, Naomi Osaka raked in $56.2 million, with only $1 million coming from professional tennis. Just like Roger, she's also a marketing powerhouse and has sponsored over 20 brands, including FTX, which is a cryptocurrency exchange, and Modern Health, a renowned mental platform. Besides this, she's also released her skincare line and recently partnered with LeBron James to start a media company, Hanakuma. At the third spot, we've got Serena Williams with a whopping $35.1 million. Apart from tennis, she's been busy with her firm called Serena Ventures, which has invested in over 60 startups and has made over $111 million so far. She also has lucrative endorsement deals with Nike, Michelob Ultra, and Gucci, which will continue after her retirement. Other players on the list were Rafael Nadal with $31.4 million, Novak Djokovic for $27.1 million, and Emma Raducanu making $21.1 million. Coming up next, Serena Williams hints at playing tennis again after retirement. Yes, we're not joking. In a recent interview, Serena talked about the possibility of coming back to tennis, just days after announcing the end of her career in the WTA. In the previous US Open, she had an emotional farewell that made her the second greatest Grand Slam winner with 23 titles, and just behind Margaret Court, who had won 24 Grand Slams. Turns out, she's already open to the possibility of returning to the court. Explaining the reason behind this, she quoted Tom Brady, saying that he set a cool trend here. Serena and Tom have always shown admiration and respect for each other, and both of them have had careers spanning 2 decades. But she's said that it wasn't Tom who made her regret her decision. It's actually her sister Venus Williams who's been pressuring her to come back to the court. Last but not least, Simona Halep says her 2022 season is over due to nose surgery. The Romanian star currently sits at number 9 in the WTA rankings. She talked about how she had been facing breathing problems for years, so she decided to follow the medical advice and underwent surgery. Unsure of the possible recovery time, she's now said that she won't be playing for the rest of the 2022 season. Halep also discussed her emotional struggles this year. She said she was on the verge of quitting tennis in February because she no longer thought she had enough power to return to the top 10, but her new coach, Patrick Mouratoglou, helped her achieve her goal. Still, her last loss at the US Open made her completely exhausted, which made her realize that she needed a break. That's a wrap for this video. What's your favorite moment from Roger Federer's career? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing and exciting videos like this. See you in the next one.